Cardano right now being squeezed in between support and resistance. It's got a lot to prove, kind of even in the short term, but it's not just the charts that it has a lot to prove. It's also just, and this is nothing new, it's just in this world of cryptocurrency, Cardano continuing to have to go on the defense. My YouTube channel, I mean, we've been through a lot on this YouTube channel covering Cardano. We've been through a ton, and a lot of that having to do with defending Cardano. Something happening before we get into the charts and we talk about actually what it's contending with, potential next move, next target for Cardano. Before we even talk about that on the short term, and I know it's been kind of grueling sideways, I want to go over this article that I came across today. This is insane to me. Cardano network faces major problem. Swaps take 30 minutes. So we're going to discuss this. Do swaps on Cardano take 30 minutes? I'm going to lay it down for you very simply. Cardano is currently facing a significant issue despite Hoskinson's earlier claims that the Cardano network could theoretically handle up to a staggering 1 million transactions per second. The reality is turning out to be quite different. The first thing I notice here is this is a narrative grab. They're running with their own narrative based on really nothingness. And let me explain. And they're obviously alluding to and talking about Hoskinson here. And by the way, Charles, not the biggest fan of me, by the way. Many people might not even realize that. Charles, not the biggest fan of me. I think mainly for a thumbnail that I did in the summer that he didn't like. But again, I don't care. I'll sit here and defend the network. I defend Charles all the time. Users are experiencing delays with some swaps on Cardano-based decentralized exchanges taking up to 30 minutes to complete. This is the headline, everybody. This is the first thing I want you to realize. This is the headline. This was yesterday, but I needed to do a video on this because I cover Cardano so much. This is the headline. In the week or within the weeks where Cardano is absolutely exploding, and you can go to Tap Tools and you can just look at all the projects. Obviously, we had a recent meme coin explosion. People just having a blast on Cardano. Myself just having some fun. My friends having some fun. This tweet really puts it very nicely. They just said, I've not heard anything about this from anyone on Cardano Twitter. What did I miss? My transactions are well within a couple minutes max every time with DeFi. And so the thread goes on and there's, a lot of people talking about it. And it's true for me too. And let me know in the comments below. I've been using MinSwap a ton. And it's just like, I very simply place a swap and it very quickly goes through. And I think a lot of times if price is out of range, it won't go through until your price is back in range. That's why you want to use things like slippage in those kind of more volatile times. But other than that, that happens, right? Where are the headlines about $100+ Ethereum swaps for fees? Where are the headlines in terms of Ethereum hacks? Where are the headlines in terms of Ethereum just failed transactions, right? Stuff like that happens. So maybe there's instances where there were long swaps. And you can actually even see in the article, if you actually scroll down, there's this comment section. And in the comment section, here's somebody bringing up SundaeSwap. Orders could take up to 10 days to complete during the launch week of SundaeSwap. How can anyone possibly be surprised? This was literally when like the DEX culture was coming online on Cardano and SundaeSwap was leading the way in terms of that happening. But right now, I can't say this enough. I've been so happy with Cardano DeFi and just Cardano DEXs working and actually just being able to go into Tap Tools, look at coins, go swap coins if I want. And it's just a better interface. It's a better process, I think, than something like Ethereum. And, the article goes on. Cardano has been hailed as a revolutionary Ethereum killer, boasting an impressive array of technical capabilities and aiming to deliver an unrivaled user experience. So they're basically saying Cardano has failed in that regard. However, the recent problem of time-consuming swaps is a major setback for the network. And I just want to do a very simple video going over this, just saying there's no setback. There's no setback. Cardano will continue to improve, obviously. Cardano will continue to become more scalable, especially within the era that we're in and the builders that are building from a technical perspective and the tweaking that is being done from a technical perspective. But try Cardano and just see if there's any setback. potentially undermining its position as a leading player in the DeFi sector. If anything, the last couple of weeks, Cardano is gaining ground and traction of being a leading player in the DeFi sector. So I'm very excited about that. So I wanted to bring that up. It's obviously a headline from yesterday, but I think it's important just to put this out there because I cover Cardano so much. What I want to talk about in terms of technical analysis and what's going on with Cardano is this, very simply. Just first, the support and resistance that I talked about in the beginning of the video. Cardano's obviously been sideways. We know it's grueling. It's tough for me to even do videos sometimes when it's like this. But two things. Number one, we have the Fibonacci from this swing low back here, which is very critical at this time. And it's been critical for like probably weeks now, since May 8th or so. Swing low to swing high. We have just this higher low Fibonacci. And you can see Bitcoin trending just at that 618 line right here. That's a support area. It's a just higher low support area. You can see the channel goes down to the 786 right around 33 cents. A 10% drop for Cardano is still very much in play. If Cardano needs to consolidate further to the downside, I'd be watching that 786 around 33 cents as a support area. Now, it's kind of just between, though, that support area right here and this, the 20-day moving average, which recently just crossed below the 50-day moving average. So you can just see it's getting squeezed in between these two areas, and it's very interesting to see which direction is it going to break. There are some concerns, I think, in terms of really just general sentiment in markets, not just crypto even. If markets are going to continue to the downside, it's a pretty clear scenario for Cardano to fall to the downside. And I want to show you actually and illustrate a picture of what that looks like. Then we can talk about upside. But if we go over here to this 6-hour chart, I kind of highlighted this area back here. We spot very similar structures and just setups all of the time in crypto. And they become very helpful in times like this. When we're analyzing certain areas, we're looking for a support area, and this, we can call it our confirmation area. Meaning, if Cardano succeeds in having support here, we could get a very explosive move. And that would be because it diverges from what is very much in play and the picture is setting up. We take our bars pattern, and what I'm going to be highlighting is this move back here, this consolidation move back here before this big fall. And this was a capitulation bear market low type of fall. Remember, this is a very big fall. I'm not saying the fall would be this big, but this is the setup. Let's get our bars pattern. And you can see this consolidation that's happening back here is looking extremely similar to what's happening right here. So if we take our bars pattern, that consolidation to even the swing low, we can even just put swing low to the turnaround. And we kind of just bring it over. Look at this structure and this setup, so similar to what Cardano did then. So if this were to be the case and Cardano is getting ready to actually fall, this would mean support is failing. But we use this now, and this is just me. This is how I do my TA. This is how I watch the charts. If Cardano diverges from bear scenario, bear market low scenario, if it diverges and actually starts trending upwards and away from this move, a move down, that's a bullish confirmation in my view. And if that's the picture that starts playing out, we can really start talking about continuation of this general move that Cardano is in. We're now on a weekly chart, and the general move being the bear market low and just higher lows, right? And continuation. And what will be very interesting for Cardano is, as this is all happening, how does it interact with this 20-week moving average around 37 some cents, the 50-week moving average around 39 to 40, right around 40 cents. This area right here, if Cardano diverges from this ugly picture of a downtrend or of a just short-term capitulation, whatever you want to call it, a dip, if Cardano diverges from that, this could be the setup for Cardano to get back above these very key moving averages that you know are very important to us in the major shift of just bear market to bull market, right? And this doesn't mean we're entering a bull market, but it's just the shift. We want to see the 20-week above the 50-week moving average. And the story of that getting done is Cardano closing weekly candles above those areas, even if it's going to fall back down again and revisit those moving averages. So it all kind of starts here, though. And if you really just look at this, the consolidation that happened back here, right? And then just kind of consolidates and then fall. We are getting very close, time frame wise even, to a move happening, right? So we could say this next few days, this next week, something big might be ready to happen. And we always hope so, right? Because the sideways trading is insane. But what happens when that move happens? Are we seeing support hold here and diverge back up? Is it just breaking out now? Or is it falling and failing at this support area? Because if that's the case, then even then, actually, it becomes a story of, well, where is that low going to be? And if it happens, that means the low is probably actually getting very close, right? So there's a ton of cushion for Cardano. Remember, the swing low for the bear market was back here, 23, 24 cents. So there's a ton of room for Cardano to consolidate. Could it be a midterm double bottom right around 30 cents, right? Is that where it's going to go to? So slightly below this support area. We'd be looking for some type of consolidation before the bounce, because remember, on this daily chart, if that's happening, that would mean Cardano is falling close to oversold. And usually when we get oversold areas, what happens? It's a bounce of some sort. So that's what I'm watching on Cardano right now. I really think the key takeaway of this video, though, is be careful with the headlines that you look at. And hopefully many of you are very deep in Cardano. You know, this was kind of just, you know, that fear, uncertainty, doubt type of headline, really trying to create a narrative that's not right. It is not real in terms of Cardano. Nothing's perfect. No blockchain is running perfectly. Maybe there are instances where there's a problem and somebody tweets about it, but come on. This ecosystem is exploding right now, and you can't even, it's hard to even look the other way when it's happening right now on Cardano and on Twitter. So this article, just wanted to throw it out there so that we can kind of throw it out. But let me know your thoughts, everybody. Did you see that? What were your thoughts about that? What do you think is next for Cardano price as we continue to track the volatility or lack thereof? I appreciate you cruising by tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Hit the subscribe and like. I will see you in the next video. God bless.